What up? Happy Wednesday. How we doing, friendos? Welcome in, welcome in. How we doing? We are hunting for new ghosties today because I have yet to actually see one. It needs to happen, damn it. I need it in or around my life. So we're going to try. You've had a lot of the Cormos, but no Aswang? Oh, okay. I would love them both. So we're going to try. We're going to try. We're good to see you guys. Happy Wednesday. KSI, thank you for the 5 months. The first round, I'm going to get it. Trust. Okay. Roger that. I'll be honest, like outside of reading up on some of the descriptions and the like the unofficial cheat sheet and stuff, I haven't seen I haven't watched gameplay with the new ghosts. So if I get them, it's gonna be interesting. But we'll try what we can. Hello, friends. Good to see you. Shadow, thank you so much for the 5 months, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Payo, what's up? Or Payo Zero? I don't know how to say that name. I'm so sorry. Anna, welcome in. Hello. Mini Weedy, thank you for the 28 months. Hi, welcome first time chatter. When you agreed to the rules, you agreed that you'd speak English because that's the language for the chat, friend. I got the but. You got the what now? Now, I'm fairly certain, and this could be wrong, that it is pronounced I think it's Aswang. I think that's how that's pronounced. Because I had yet to actually hear somebody pronounce it, and I didn't know. And dorky awesome guy, amazing creator, actually went over it, which is super cool. Relentless, thank you for the biddies. What was the update today? Probably a hot fix. So where's the gift you got? Do you want, Mayor, do you want to know where it is? One of them is in there. The rest of them are over there. So I was told that I had a package waiting for me. You want to know what it was? Hold on, is this muted? It does mute it. Okay. What was it? So the box looked questionable because it looked like the box had been beat up a little bit. So I was a little concerned immediately, and it had some weight on it. I'm like, okay, I don't know what this is. It's weird. But I'll take it home and open it up and we'll see what it is. So I open the box and I see a very familiar sight. Whenever I order the sodas, the gross sodas, I know how they show up. They individually wrap each one of them in bubble wrap. And that's the exact sight that I saw when I opened it. But there was something a little different about this box. It came with a half a dozen bottles of gross soda that were all ranch. We don't know who this is from. And like Mayor just said, we think that they are hiding themselves out of fear. Now, allow me to explain why it's worse than it sounds. One of the bottles, literally the first one that I pulled out of the box, was basically empty. And I'm like, huh, that's weird. And then I felt the bubble wrap. And it was sticky. Meaning one of them somehow opened up and got all over everything. So it wasn't wet, but it all smelled of that ranch. I literally hand washed all of it. Is there a way for you to find out who sent it? I don't know. I'm not sure. You suspect Baron. I don't see him doing that. No. If I had to just like pick somebody out of a crowd who I think would do that to be funny, Blondie. I could see it. I could see Blondie doing that. There's actually a few couple people that I could see that would do it, but I could see that. So I have one of them over here. One of them is in the fridge. The others are on a shelf all by themselves being shunned. They are shunned to the back. Kev, you agree? I think so. Blondie's so innocent. The shelf of shun. That is correct. Dr. Beepus, thank you for the 10 months. Shadow, welcome in, dude. And Dinosaurus Rex, thank you for the 7 months. I'm going to blow your mind. PSU, what's up, friend? If you tell me it was you with the sodas, Oh, Break. You know, it could be Break. Break was one of the first ones to comment on it. This could be true. Hey, Ace, how are you, friend? Oh, man. So today we're going to be playing not just the event maps. I think we're going to kind of go all around. So we'll do some event, we'll do some normal, maybe we'll go back and forth, but we want to get the new ghosts. Yeah, great. When I start the games, I'll start over there too. Yeah. Didn't a viewer a few weeks ago say that they have a package coming and it rhymes with... Oh, well, I don't remember. Hold on a second. Why is it not showing up? Hold on. Hold on. Oh my God, stop being blank. Show me what I need to see. PSU. $1,500 for St. Jude. Holy fuck. Oh, is Blondie here? PSU, dude. Thank you so. If part of if I know you talked about possibly there being like a match thing. If that did happen with your company, dude, please make sure to thank them so much. Please. Holy shit. That is insanity, dude. Thank you so much. 1,000 was the company, dude. PSU, thank you so much. You're insane, dude. Thank you so much. Well, if you guys didn't tell, we are raising money for St. Jude. I think I have to spin the wheel before we get into games. So this night could start off in an interesting way. Okay. Let me close this. Let me close that. Let me close this. All right, that's good. Oh, man. When is the next Phas drop? We don't know. You'll know when the next Phas drop is because they'll announce it on all their socials. What? I want to enjoy the event so bad, but the game has been crashing like crazy, making it hard to enjoy it, please make sure that you're reporting it. I hope that they did do a hot fix today that I think was supposed to fix some of the crashes. I hope that it fixes yours. I'm sorry you're dealing with that. That does suck. I've had some people that have been like, the game is unplayable, but it's been because they just don't enjoy certain things. If it's crashing for you, you literally can't play. That sucks and that's annoying. Shake the ranch soda. You done crashed 4 times since today's update. Damn. Report it. Report it. Let them know that it's not working. Make sure they know. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. Turn this down a little bit. And then we'll spin the wheel and then we'll get into some games. Yeah. If you guys, any issues you're still having, continue to flood them with reports. Let them know what's not working. Okay. The update's what we needed after the horror. Yeah, seriously. Emery sends regards with the ranch soda. Emery? You wouldn't dare. I have a weird bug where it wouldn't let me leave the journal after using a spirit box. I heard about that. You still play with Coach? We haven't played games for a long time, but we still talk to each other. We hop into each other's streams and stuff. Emery, was it you that sent me the box of ranch sodas? And you blame me and Break. Do you blame me for blaming you and Break? Emery, the fuck? Because you said you were out. Oh, okay. Oh, side note. I don't know who did this. Somebody sent more beans. Somebody sent more Starburst jelly beans to refill. I don't know who did that, but thank you. There was nothing in it. There was no name. There was no note. There was no nothing. So thank you. I don't know who did that. Unless that was Emery too. All right, let's spin the wheel. We've raised over $9,000 for St. Jude, which means it was time for another wheel spin. So the way this works, I have milestones for St. Jude. When we reach certain ones, I pop a balloon that is behind me. You can see them. And it's based off of whatever color I spin on the wheel. I was the one that suggested that Break might have sent it. Yeah, but Kev, I mean, I was super fast to believe it though. Oh, the Starburst jelly beans are so good. So freaking good. Okay. All right. Let's see what it is. Blue. Okay. So we have this one here. We have this one here. And we have top shelf. We do not know what is it. I know what, like, the way to put this. I know what all of the punishments or giveaways are, whatever they are. I do not know where they are. They are randomly inside of these, so I don't know. Top shelf. All right. We pray. Like I like my vodka. All right. Let's see. Wait, you know what? Have that. I'll do it like this. I'm afraid of shaking that shelf and then stuff coming off. Chicken legs. Bro, my calves are so nice. All right. Merch giveaway. Oh, my stomach is saved. My stomach is saved. I can do that. Okay, let's get Phasmo started. Once we get that started, then I will start the merch giveaway, okay? Saved by the wheel. John, no, I haven't started yet. I always wait till I start the games before I start the YouTube stream. Usually. I say always. Usually. Yeah. And then once we get to 10,000, I'm going to add a 12-hour stream to the schedule. Merchandising. Ranch soda merch. What the hell is wrong with you? Why did that save your stomach?
Phasmophobia by Alan Wake.
It saved my stomach because there is a decent amount of things back here that are hot sauce related, disgusting soda related, Bean Boozled. So like me doing a merch giveaway means I don't have to do those right now. So that is what is saving me. They did do a hot fix. I did see that. Yes, I did see that. There's no ranch merch. I swear to God, dude. All right. We're also working on more merch, by the way. There's something that is in the works right now, and we're being patient. We're being patient. Should we send you some Pepto-Bismol? Maybe. All right, let's do, you know what? Let's do this guy right here. All right, let me enter my informations, and then once I do that, then we'll be good to go, okay? Cup of Gin, thank you for the 2 months. Thank you for the sub. Are they going to change the Alan Wake maps? Probably not. No, I've already completed the event. Like I've gotten check marks for the different things that are on the event board. It wouldn't make sense for them to change the maps if you've beaten it. Like I shouldn't have beat it if we were going to change maps. Do you know what I mean? There's a glitch that makes it so you can't take audio of the ghost hunting. Oh, fun. goody gumdrops. Yeah, there's 2 new ghosts. We'll go through the journal here in a second. Let me do this first. All right. Exclamation point, enter, and you guys could win a toe plushie shirt. No, the maps are not rotating. No, they're not rotating. Nope, they are set. They are set in stone. You just finished your personal goals like 10 minutes ago. Nice. It doesn't make much sense to spend more time on redoing maps for the event if it's only one time. Yeah, it makes more sense to pick your maps and put everything you have into them. And that's what they did. And the product, what we see, is awesome. It's so good. Yeah. If you guys are ever curious to know how long the event is going on for, all you have to do is go here, go to the event board, and it will literally tell you right here. So there's 19 days, 22 hours, 53 minutes. Yeah. They did such a good job. I love it, man. It is so freaking good. Thank you, Lodge. What were you entering for? It was for the Toe plushie shirt. So, you know, our homie Toe, who's up here, but he also lives on Maple Lodge. Yeah. Yeah. Our goal today is to try to get the new ghosts. I haven't seen them yet. I haven't seen a single one, but there's 2 of them if you haven't seen it. If you pull up your journal and you go to Ghosties, you have the Aswang and you have the Kormos. So we'll read through them again really quickly, and then we're going to get in. I'm going to probably do pro again because I want to know for sure that we have that ghost. Because if I know early, then we can try to test for things. Yeah. No, not Aswang. Aswang. I was learning how to pronounce that correctly. Okay. Subaru, thank you for the 8 months. Tier 2. Soon the double digits and watching the VODs to keep sane during the exam period. I hope the exams have been good. But here's the first one. There's 2. Nailed it. Nailed itself. That was so good. You're a good learner. I'm proud of you. So we have the Aswang, which is rumored to gorge itself on blood and corpses, which I'm really curious if this is flavor text or if it actually means something with like an actual body. Like one of your friends getting got. The Aswang is feral yet capable of blending into urban environments. Its strength is when they spot their target, the Aswang becomes faster in pursuit. Now, I believe what that means is that it gains line of sight speed faster than the other ghosts. And from what I've heard, all the other ghosts are now taking longer to gain their line of sight speed. Its weakness, the Aswang prefers chasing over searching, which I'm interested to see that. Now, the unofficial cheat sheet does have information about the ghosts. It does. Hey, Shanna, how are you? 17 seconds instead of the default 16. Psycho went over it. Yeah, but there's also, outside of people, I'm sure, data mining the shit out of the game. Besides that, all this information can be found here. It can all be found here. So if you go to the unofficial cheat sheet, you can click into this and you can see the different information that there is about the ghost. Will immediately end a hunt if the ghost enters an official hiding spot that a detected player is currently in. Now, you see this over here, right? Dark Wolf, thank you for the $200 dono to St. Jude. Holy shit, that brings us to $10,000. My God. I thought for sure I had the Komos earlier, but it was just a sneaky mimic. That bastard. That bastage. My God, dude. Halfway there. Thank you so much, man. All right, well, I'll pick a day and we'll do a 12-hour this month. I just got to find the day. Yeah. I'm assuming the Aswang and Kormos can be both male and female. I don't know. We'll have to get more information about it. So we'll immediately end a hunt if the ghost enters an official hiding spot that a detected player is currently in. Another tell, it reaches max line of sight speed in 17.33 seconds instead of the standard 26. Its behavior, it'll have a 0-second grace period on the next hunt after one that is ended by entering an official hiding spot. Very, very interesting. So the definitive tell, if the ghost has line of sight of you, duck into a hiding spot. If the hunt immediately ends early upon reaching the hiding spot, it is an ASWAG. Now, that's obviously dangerous AF, because if you're not 100% that it's that ghost, you are taking the risk of going to an official hiding spot and then getting the ghost to come to you. So it's possible there's going to be a lot of people getting really lucky when they run into this ghost, where normally they might get got by the ghost, but they actually live and get really confused. And then the 0-second grace period hunt starts and then they die anyway. So so that is the ASWAG. So if we go back here, we can read about the Cormos, which this is the ghost that I've been waiting for. Yes, yes, yes. Maybe it's not so boring. Everyone thought that it was, but I think it's just because they didn't figure things out yet. Does it have to see you enter the spot? I think it just has to know that you're there. I have yet to get a new one. That's what we're doing today. My goal today is to try to get the new ghosties. Yeah. Cormos, translating to the one who does not see. The Cormos is blind, but uses its heightened hearing to hunt down victims. Cormos have incredibly strong hearing, but they are nearly blind. So if we go to the cheat sheet, we can read about it a little bit. So the tell for the Cormos, it's completely blind and cannot see the player. Detection range during hunts is dependent on how the player is walking. So the Cormos is completely blind, is only able to detect the player via sounds and electronics. While it has normal detection ranges for electronics and voice, its ability to hear the player walking is more attuned, and the range at which it can detect a player is based on how the player is walking. So players moving while crouched, 10 meters. Players walking normally, 15 meters. If you're sprinting, it knows where you are 30 meters away. So if it gets 10 meters away, if it gets within 10 meters and you're moving, it knows where you are. If you're standing completely still and not making any sound through the microphone, the Cormos will not be able to detect you, although you can still die if it happens to randomly path into you. So you do have to be careful. After detecting a player, it will move at the determined speed until it reaches the last known location of the player. Interesting. Sprinting in the same room as a Cormos can cause it to hunt up to 70 average sanity. If you're sprinting. Ooh, I really want to run into these ghosts. I really want to run into them. What about crouch sprinting? That I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know if they know what it is. Oh, hey. So if you move at all, it gives Dio vibes. I mean, I guess kind of. We'll see. So I'm going to play on Pro today. I think what we're going to do is we're just going to work our way through the maps and see how it goes, dude. Cool again. Thank you for the $100 dono to St. Jude. Oh my God. You guys are amazing, dude. Thank you. Big fan of the new ghost mechanics. I love the idea of it. I just want to see them. I just want to see them. How do you look at the watch? I haven't played since last week. If you are on PC and you have nothing in your hands, you can do right click and it will bring up the watch. Whoa. That is how. All right, let's start at Tanglewood and just pray that we get ourselves a new ghosty. So this is going to be a non-event map, so this will be just a normal run.
All right, we're here. Take a look at the equipment and prepare accordingly before starting.
Just looking down at your side, you can see it. I mean, yeah, not very well though. Look at that.
Reports of light switching, possibly harmless, but
No, if you pull up your journal, you can see it. Yeah. Okay. Let's go. Brian Johnson, we need to capture a photo of the ghost, witness a ghost event, and then detect it with emotional sensors. Oh, crouched. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could probably tell what your sanity is there. That's true. Now, let me see if I have stuff in my hand. I'll grab my normal stuff anyway, but just out of curiosity. So we have, yeah, so I mean, when you have a flashlight in your hand, you can see it just fine. See that right there? No matter where you're looking, you can see the watch. Even when you're crouched, you can see it just fine. But you need to make sure that your sanity board actually works to be able to do it. Oh boy, think of it, 11 months. All right, let's go. Come on, new ghosties. Hi, Norm. Yeah, so the mission today is to get those ghosts because I have yet to see either of them. Oh, hello. Oh my God, there's the bone, there's the mirror. Tower? Oh, it's downstairs. Yeah, there's 2 new ghosts. There are 2. Now, it is snowing outside, so it's going to be cold AF everywhere. But... Stop looking. It's over here. All right. Throw that down, throw that down. Cool. Hunting for new ghosties? We are. Yeah, look, that dropped me to like 75 because I looked a little bit too long in the mirror. 77. That's okay. But we know that it is inside of the hobby room, so we're going to get all of our crap in there. Come on. Let's get lucky. That is our mission of the day. I hope we get new ghost events that can harm the player, like take away the ability to sprint for a while. That could be kind of cool. It'd be different. Orbeez. Pillow chuckery. Milkman, thank you for the biddies, dude. All right, I'll just put this here. All right, let's go get a crucifix just to be safe. PC loads this map so crispy. Did I miss a $5 earlier? That's really sad. If that's true, that's really, really sad. Hey, Megan, how are you? Haven't been able to find other toys on the maps? What do you mean? Hey, what up, Sam? Thank you for the raid. How are you? By other toy, you mean the dolls for the event? Is that what you're looking for? Sam, how are you? Silent Sam, hello. Super Spud, good to see ya. Hey, how are ya? I hope you had a good stream, friend. How's it going? Hey, Botnot, how are you? Yes. So if you're having a lot of trouble, you can use the unofficial cheat sheet and it shows you where all the stuff is. Everything. All right. No writing. You haven't screwed with the puzzle yet. You need to shut up. No UV that I can tell. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Are you close? Where are you? Nothing. Nilch. Let's check temps. Hey, Birdie Bear. Good to see you. What up, Jill? I am doing well. Thank you. Had a great time today. Mixed of the event maps, regular maps, and challenges today. Nice. I'm going to do something really similar. Do a mixture of event maps and normal maps. Yeah. That is also my plan. So spicy. What the hell are you doing over there? Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. Hold on. Give, go. Got him. Get wrecked, idiot. Ka-chow. Go. Yeah, confirm 5. Okay. Hey, Miss Dangerously, how are you? Callie, thank you for the 2 months. West Coast, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Hi, caramba. It sounded like a child. It was the ghost messing with the doll inside of Nancy's room. That's what you heard. All right, let's get some salt so we can check for UV. I'm going to grab another one of those. I'm going to grab one of these because I'm afraid it's going to kill me. As of right now, though, we have a Dian Obake Raiju, unfortunately. Maybe the plan, maybe what I do, if I figure out the ghost and I figure out that it is not one of the new ones, we just dip. Like, we get the ghost right, but we get out of there. Oh, well. Yeah, Brian. Brian. I think I just heard a window knock just as I did this. What a jerk. Tabake. Hey, Terry, thank you for the 5 months. Yeah, I agree. Okay, listen. Relax yourself. Eat this and shut up. Crucifix goes off. That's so funny. Oh, you are such a hooker. Okay, I have EMF 5. We have ultraviolet. We have orbs. It's an Obake. Let's dip. I think this is the way, because if we waste a lot of time trying to get all the stuff for the ghost, like objectives and everything, and it's not one of them, nah, we out. We out, fam. Hey, Milkman, thank you for the biddies, dude. Brandon Mike picked up Unholy Fart, and the Cormos got me. Oh. That sounds like a skill issue. Obake. Nice. All right. On to Edgefield. It's cool that we have a blind ghost now. I just want to get it, man. I just want to see it. They should have randomly selected squeaky doors and give you a bottle of WD-40 in the truck that you can use on the door to silence. I have not. That's our goal for the day, is to try to get them. Catherine Carter. All right. The mission of my day is to try to get the new ghosts. I have not had them yet. 2 streams. 2 streams I've done this event, and I have not seen a single one. Now, there used to be a time where they made it so that the new ghosts would show up more often. Like, they literally would change the percentage at which you would get the new ghosts compared to normal ghosts. They have not done that for a really long time. So, unfortunato. Hey, what's up, Pixel Princess? Yeah, and today is going to be my last stream until Monday, possibly Wednesday. So, wife and I are going to be going away for a few days. You play with Doc at a blood moon and the new ghosts? I know. Did you really just say that you want to see the blind ghost, a little insensitive towards the ghosty, are we? It's trying to murder me. Okay. It's not that cold down here. Wife is more important than us. I mean, I hate to be like, make it sound so mean and rude, but yeah. It's gonna be upstairs, I think. It's my guess right now. Because we've heard nothing. You and your husband got a lot of tips from me for the game. Oh, Rachel, appreciate you watching the contents, friend. Thank you. I think I just heard a door. A nanor. Ah. Looky, I got hooky. Did they fix the lockers in the house? I think that they did. I'm pretty sure that they did. Yeah, Jackie, what's up? Welcome in. What did I miss? What was that? Oh, Carrie, thank you for the $25 dono to St. Jude. Thank you, friendo. Batting this. Oh, no, you're good. You're good. No worries. How dare you want to spend time with Mrs. Flash? I know. You can shun me later. It's fine. Shun. When are we getting Granny Flash again? Probably at some point. Baron, I think, is forcing me to do it. To be fair, I made him do it, so I think he's going to make me. Was my favorite part of the event. The map decorations. I think they did a really awesome job with the map decor. Okay. We are in a drought, you unsensitive prick. Okay, I don't want to do that. I need you to drop low. Nope, I need you to fall. Can you fall here? Attaboy. Attaboy. I wish that they would leave the greenery in Grafton. It looks so cool. I wonder if they would. Because I agree. I think it looks really cool too. Shun the non-believer. Shun. Yeah, I think it looks really, really good. It felt like what the old Phasmo events used to be, and they're so much fun. I know. Like, you want to understand. I held on to that like a champ. But I do have bad news. I have bad news. I can't put this down. I can touch stuff, so that's cool. Can't touch that. Uh-oh. What if it eats it again? Maybe if it eats it again, then it'll go away. Yeah, I can't drop it. All right. At the ready. Yep, can't put it down. I can't left click things. I can't. Oh shit. I can't pick things up. Oh god. Well, at least everything's fixed. No, I can't cycle anything. No. What if it hunted me because I was sprinting? I don't know. Is writing? I'm afraid to put. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we fixed it. Let's go. Hold on. There's one thing. There's two. Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Okay. Now we run. I think what happened was I was cycling my items the second that it ate the crucifix. And then it caused it to bug. So if somebody clipped that, I'll go back and I'll grab it and I'll send it to him because that's really, really unfortunate. But this was obviously an early ghosty. Okay, well, Cormos is out of the question. Aswang is still in there. Maybe. I don't have anything else. Not that I could tell. All right, let's get this guy. Maybe we'll get a little more information. It's really buggy on PS5. Ugh. Eek. What does the Aswang do? So apparently it has a really cool feature about it where if you're in an official hiding spot and the ghost comes to you to that hiding spot, it will stop hunting. But the next time that it hunts, it has a 0-second grace period. CD, thank you for the $100 dono to St. Jude. Thank you so freaking much, dude. Yeah, we're doing pros so that way it's a little easier to know if we have one of the new ghosties or not. Yeah. Oh, CD, thank you so much, man. Hunted 50. Well, this one definitely hunted early. So that would take our new ghosties out of the question. All right, let's get a smudge. Okay, well, I can carry I'm just making sure I can carry all my stuff. Okay. Let's get double smudge. I've got all the stuff up there I need except for that, but we need a crucifix, I think. Not a mayor, if that's even possible. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Interesting. Now, it ate that with me in the room. What is better, tier 2 or tier 3 salt? It's preference. It's personal preference. You trying to lead me into the shower? I guess that's a yes. All right. Where are you? Are you here? Chances are this is a demon. It really wants to shower. So we should be, oh no, not EMF 5. So ultraviolet. Did you touch anything, homie? Oh, hey, we have ultraviolet. It's a demon. Okay, we can leave. Yeah, none of the other ghosties hunt early. Yeah, it's just nice to see the evidence. It's always nice. No, not yet. We're working on it. Yeah, we have UV. We have ghost writing, so it's not a mimic. It's a demon. Get us out. Get us out of there. Now, I don't want to say necessarily the bad part, but the unfortunate part is if we get one of the new ones on the event map, man, there's going to be so much extra noise.
Welcome back.
So much. Liza, thank you for the 8 months. Java, thank you for the raid, dude. How was your stream? Welcome, welcome. Chromos is stalking in your experience? Oh, we'll see. We'll see. Okay. On to Ridgeview. Let's go. Don't want to waste any time.
All right, we're here.
That's right.
Take a look at the equipment.
Mary Lancaster. Mary Lancaster. You've had it 2 times. Nice. Storm Chaser, thank you for the prime. Welcome in. Okay. Yeah, we might, I mean, I'm not against doing the event maps too. I'm really not. Easter will never go away. We will be in a forever Easter. The event speak, I don't know if it was kinetic or a remedy, but a whole heaping helping of effort was put into the event. Oh yeah. They had to have worked on the event for a long time. Hey, there's the juice. All right. Power's on. Let's go find our ghost. Kitchen? Even further. Let's check our temps. Oh, maybe it did it through the wall. Or not? What? You're here? What? What? Hey, Deep Fried, how are you? What the hell? What the hell? Stalker ghost? Well, it wouldn't make sense for a stalker ghost to be further away from me. That wouldn't make sense. Twins could be possible. Yeah, it could be twinage. Or it could just be roaming a lot. So I'm going to get motion sensors. We'll check it that way. Yeah, we'll get these guys. Between the 4 maps remodeled for the event, which one is your favorite? You know, I really like Nell's. But Camp, oh man, but the Camp Woodwood one is probably my favorite. If I had to pick one, I wish it wasn't raining all the time. But besides that, the idea of having a carnival map is pretty effing cool. Ghosty, are you here? I can see all 3 motion sensors from right here. Camp is your favorite. I love it. Want to get closer to the car? Yeah, the Ferris wheel. I know. Same. What? The hell? Let's go get UV. What the? Did you see the flaw at the diner? No. I did not. What was the flaw? Oh, now it's okay. Now it wants to do stuff. Okay. All right. They're secretly teasing us? I hope so. I heard that you can't throw items through the front door anymore. That's correct. Correct that you can't. UV. I think that's a normal print. Maybe. This, screw this. Let's turn you. You getting spicy over here, eh? Vents are low. That's good. All right, drop that over there. The new Cormos test idea: stand still, and if it kills you, it's not a Cormos. No, that's incorrect because the Cormos can just randomly path into you. Oh yeah. Oh, handy. Yeah, I've seen that. Okay, if I didn't realize that's what you're talking about. Yeah, we've seen the doormat that still says Nels. Yeah. Okay. UVs what we have so far. So let's see. Cormos is up. It's possible. Oh, it's writing. And it's gone. Well, damn it. That's unfortunate. Super, super, super unfortunate. Okay. EMF dots, freezing, or spirit box. Great. Oh, it's a load-bearing doormat. Oh, they can't get rid of it or else the whole place will tumble. Had the words of wisdom glitch at the diner. I was stuck in between the vending machine and the chair in the break room. I got 19 and 20. Now I have to replay the map. I think I had it in the same place. You just have to find the right angle for it. Where are you? Are you here?
Close to.
Holty. Bye. No, I haven't gotten him yet, Jack. Nope. Nope. What we're doing is we're figuring out what the ghost is quickly. And if I find out that the ghost is not one of them, we just guess the ghost and leave. 'Tis our plan. With some of the community challenge would go a little faster as I was expecting. I can't wait to see it though. Well, I'm glad it's not though. I mean, I would much rather the community take more than just 2 days to complete a community challenge. Yeah. That was delayed. That was weird. I wonder if the skeleton still works at Nels. Oh, probably. I don't see why not. You have all the things you need to do it. Okay. Well, on to the diner. Let's go.
We've arrived. Check the equipment and get set up before investing.
Any news on whether the new ghosts are permanent? Yeah, they are.
Nothing to report,
They are.
but it looks like whoever was here
I'm tempted to
left
do
in a
this
hurry.
again, like I said, because the sound of having to deal with these guys, it's loud. What are you supposed to do when you find a little jester? It's one of the dolls. You need to keep finding the dolls. You need to find all of them if you can. All right. Well, I could do my norms. It's taking money from the register. No, they don't drain sanity. Nope. They do not. But I'm going to take this anyway, so that way we can get rid of all the sound. Nobody's in the car. Maybe he's an employee. Oh, maybe. Definitely possible. Any more employees I've heard about? Hello, sir. Goodbye. Don't be sad. Get glad. Goodbye. You're done eating. Get out of here. All right. Oh, I think it's in the manager's office. Closing time. Get out of here. Hey, how's the coffee? Poor guy's just enjoying a cup of Joe and then he's gone. See, this is gonna be the only annoying part with these maps is trying to listen for Ghosty. Ah, you're here. There's one of the dolls, by the way, if anybody that's curious. He works hard for the money. Anywho, damn. So angry. They said save us. Oh, Artsy, you're good, friend. I appreciate the lurk. Thank you, thank you. Ever play Alan Wake? No, I haven't played it yet, but I really want to. I didn't mean to bring my flashlight, but that's okay. All right, give me you. Give me this. Give me this. We're at 90 sanity. That was the ghost event. Let's go. Link to donate. If you exclamation point donate, Pikachu. Crazy Bears, I'm doing well, friend. How are you? I'll go to many. Hey, what's up, Archmage? I saw that. Orbicals. Nice. Over here. I like it. We'll drop a crucifix here. I hear ya. I hear ya. Shut up. Yeah. For those of you that haven't seen it yet. How's the new ghost hunting going? I wouldn't know. We haven't gotten it yet. We're working on it. We're working on it. I like the big deer. Alloy 2 probably could have won Game of the Year. However, Baldur's Gate 3 was released the same year. It happens. It's like movies. There's certain years where there's like 5 stupidly amazing movies. But like if they were all on their own, they would win. They would win. But because they're all the same year, only one can take it, right? Okay. Give. 86 sanity. Give. It is really dark in there. Good God. Okay. What are you going to do if you go through all the maps and you still don't get the new ghost? Cry a little? I don't know. That's the best thing I can think of. Not much I can do. If I'm not getting the new ghosts, I'm not getting the new ghosts. It's like if you don't get a blood moon and you've been aiming for one. Put the book there. We'll put our dots over here. Oh, ghost fart. Okay. Where are you?
Far.
Where are you?
In a way.
Are you near?
The far
Where are you?
Close to an.
Ooh. Come on, ultraviolet. Come on, ultraviolet. Got a blood moon today in Coffee World. I was extra scared with it. I have yet to get a blood moon on one of the event maps. That is not like on one of these newer ones. I haven't had that happen to me yet. It's going to be a mimic. You're a mimic. Give me all this. And then just in case it is, we'll take some sanity. Got a blood moon on the Oh Dear Diner. Nice. Apparently everybody got blood moons from what I'm seeing in chat. Joker, thank you for the follow. River, thank you. Olivia, thank you, thank you. You want to do some UV? You're not going to, but we can hope. Son of a bitch. Well, that was fun. Floor donut. Yeah, we're leaving the donut there. Spoonio, thank you for the 28 months. Welcome back, friendo. Mother effer. Mother effer. Oh, well. We tried. We tried. We got the ghosty. We know what it is. We don't have UV unless it was mimicking an Obake, which is unlikely. Goodbye. It's all good in the hood. It's fine. Guys, I have ads coming in like a minute 20, so we're going to run them at the lobby. So close, but so far away. I know.
Welcome back.
There's the Onryo. There it is. All right, let's turn this down a little bit so that way there's not so much ambiance. And we'll chill. We'll chill looking over here. Okay. All right, I'm going to go ahead and run the ads, friends. I do 3 minutes of ads every hour. If you're not subbed, if you don't have turbo, we always wait in the lobby whenever we can. So I'm going to go ahead and run them now. And when they're done, then we'll get back to it. 3 minutes. Okay. Oh, you finally got your FBI jacket. Nice. Maybe some ranch soda could bring you some luck. You know, Emery, I have a feeling that no. Retro Rewind update came out Monday. It has the tape repair and the 3 new titles. I did see that. I did see that. No, Jocelyn, I haven't been doing them because honestly, it's been more burden than anything else. Lizard, think of the 28 months. It's just not been worth it. Sounds gross. Oh, it is. It's extraordinarily gross. Yeah. Time for the ads is the most intense. You know it's going to happen, but you don't know when. Well, that's why I try to give you a warning. I try to give a heads up. What if you don't get new ghost, you drink ranch soda? What if I do get a new ghost and then you drink a ranch soda and you have to send me a video of it? Deal? Bet? Okay. Now, what is the repercussions if you don't do it? You wouldn't mind one? Oh, believe me, yes, you would. Yes, you would. You would absolutely mind. Timeout? Oh, it'd be way worse than that. Yeah, good night, PSU. Tonight, honestly, tonight's stream might not be, it might also be another shorty. The reason for that is because we literally have to get up super early tomorrow morning to go do the flight things, to go get onto airplane. So it'll probably be a shorter one tonight. Don't think you could handle it. a minute 5, friends. A minute 5. Mornings, I know. I know. Hey, KU, thank you so much for the, I don't know if I pronounced that right or not. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much for the raid, man. I appreciate it. What is ranch? Oh, you don't know what ranch is? If you take 2 lasagnas and you thaw one and stack it on top of the other and cook it, is it 1 lasagna now or it's still 2? It depends on, it depends on if it's combined or not. If you take 3 slices of pizza and you stack them on top of each other, do you have 1 slice or 3? Just saying. Because now I'm going to start saying that I have 1. All right. Ads are almost done. Or do you have a lasagna of pizza? All right, that's enough. That's enough. You get heartburn. All right. Ads are done. We're back. Our mission shall continue. Tips for Apocalypse 3? Yeah, be extraordinarily patient. Get all your stuff to the door. You can't throw it through the door anymore, so get all your stuff to the door. Be patient. Have the crucifix at the ready. Yeah. You cut your pizza into 6 slices because you can't eat more than that. Oh, that's fair. All right. On to Grafton, or Cauldron Lake, as they call it. Let's go.
All right, we're here. Take a look at the equipment and prepare.
I think I'm going to avoid doing this for now. We'll come back for that. We're going to try to find the ghost. Give me this. Let's go. It's 1 piece if you don't cut it. Oh, just take a frozen pizza. Never slice it, and it's just a slice. I hear you. Shut up. Should I identify the ghost first, and then find the event My suggestion, honestly, if you really, really want to focus on the event, it might be down here, is to put it on Friendly Ghost. Oh, it's cold, a little cooler up here. Not by much, though. Okay. No obvious temp drops anywhere that I can tell. Hi. The music is tense, and I do like it. No. No, no. No, no. Are you not? Miss yeah, Miss Sammy, I am. Yeah, I'm live there right now. Ah, you're here. There we go. Temps finally frickin' dropped. The whispers remind you of the whisper perk from Dead by Daylight. Feel a little on edge. It's nice. It's just, it does have this creep factor to it that's actually kind of cool. All right, we'll get rid of those guys from there. We'll do the video camera and we'll do dots. All right, let's go. They fixed the thermo size, but the EMF still kind of small. It is. It is still kind of small. Unfortunately. Hey, Mass, how are you? Welcome in. I see no orbs. I see that guy, though. Is there someone on the stairs? Oh, I hear him on the other side of the wall. I hate the bleed through. It's coming through the upstairs. Withering Witch, hi friend. How are you? Would y'all shut up, please? Just please be quiet. I'm trying to sleep. As I say, unless they're on the ground somewhere. I don't think so. Oh, the purple light's super cool. I like it too. I'm gonna go turn the lights on upstairs. Doing good, friend. Thank you, thank you. Okay. Gotta go to bed. Good luck hunting the new ghost. Thank you, friend. I'm hoping that we actually get said new ghost. Give, give, give. Object thrown. Does the UV light work for the goo prints as well? From what I've heard, it does not. I think Tom tested it and it wasn't working. So you have to actually use a UV that you bring in, not the one that's from the lights above. I think. Okay. Find anything about any of the ghosts? I mean, outside of what we've learned from the unofficial cheat sheet, I haven't gotten them yet. So there's not much I can do. Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Are you close? Where are you? Are you near? Are you here? Hey. All right, let's go get UV. What the hell? What the hell was that? Every time I turn the light on Grafton for the first time, it makes that noise and I don't know why. Okay. I guess it's some weird bug. It was the wind. I don't think the wind sounds like that. Lights bug like the breaker on Tangle, I guess. Man. Ghosty is being a stingies. I'm going to actually drop one of these so we can make sure that we know it's there. My favorite ghost is a mimic. It is Mr. Scratch, that son of a bitch. That psychopath coming in here trying to take all the glory. Ooh, we have writing. Will you? Okay, F it. Okay, it's here. No UV. None. Freezing. Adorable. Writing, freezing, bro. Ooh. Hold on. I'm not getting dots though. Not getting them. Let me slithers. Thank you. Thank you for the 8 months, dude. Thank you so much. I should probably get a smudge just in case. Yeah, let's do that. But yeah, when I turned the light on, it sounded like the words of power thing. Like whenever you get rid of one of those guys. Super strange. All right. Give me a smudge. Give me this. If it gives us dots, we have the new ghost. I think I have an EMF in there and that's not on. If it's EMF, then it's a freaking shade. Did you see the dead player supposedly getting killed by the chrome? No, they're not. They're getting targeted. They were getting targeted by that ghost. Hey, what's up, Rhodey? Thank you for the 38 months, friend. How the hell are you, sir? Don't stop till you get up. Come on. All right. Put this here. Put this over here. Turn that on. If it's a shade, it's going to be doing nothing with us in the room. Wow, dude. I saw a clip on Reddit of somebody running into it and crashing the game. Oh my God. I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, Ghosty's doing literally nothing at this point. So Shade is looking a little bit more on the side. Hey Sphinx, I'm good. How are you? Mess with the cursed possession. We'll get some firelights in there first and we'll see if it's anything to do with it. Give. We're at 70 sanity, so we're fine. Hey, what's up, Charlie? Everybody needs to believe. All right. So now we have a few firelights in the room. Give the ghosty a little something to do. We've got our smudge. You got the new ghost yesterday, died because you didn't realize the strength at which, oh yeah, the hearing. Jesus Christ. You son of a bitch. Don't like that. Dude, you suck. Oh my God. That's right. It'll give it time. Maybe blowing out one of those firelights will give it EMF 5. Unless it's not EMF, but this ghost is being such a shade. The new ghost noises with the event are certainly unsettling. Well, when it comes up behind you, you don't know it's coming. Super freaky. Are there any drops? It says there's one for May, June 2026. There's nothing right now. We don't have any drops right now. The ghost is not being very much of Aswang. It's being a shady beach. We have a new ghost. I mean, it's still acting shady. I'm not going to take back that statement. It's still acting like a shady beach. But it's being a shady beach of an Aswang. Okay. We need to read about this ghost again. Okay. Where do you get ranch soda? Oh, you can buy them on Amazon. Yeah, if you go to Amazon, you look up Gross Soda Ranch, it'll show. So you chug one of those guys, send me the video. I would appreciate it. Thank you. Okay. This is what I'm looking at. So this is what we're looking for. It will immediately end a hunt if the ghost enters an official hiding spot that a detected player is currently in. So I need to figure out what spots are open right now that are official hiding spots. When it hunts, it should walk to me to the spot and just stop hunting. If the hunt immediately ends upon reaching the hiding spot. So does that mean I can sit inside of an official hiding spot and just live there forever? Because that certainly is what it is reading like. All right, I'm going to go get another smudge just to be safe. Sounds like we need a test. It sounds like we do. All right, let's get another smudge. Ooh. Oh, I kind of don't want to take... Oh, I have crucifixes in there. Okay. I have crucifixes. Let's go. Door wide open. Intimidation. All right. Now, I have crucifixes in there, so we should have time. Not available. I would like to see it better. Would y'all? Okay, what is this the meeting of, huh? This is a hiding spot. So I could do this and the ghost would stop. It just sucks I can't get line of sight. It just ate a crucifix. Y'all need to go somewhere. There's really nowhere good, I don't think. Actually, wait. If this is open, yes, there is. Ah, right there. Okay. Time to do a test. I would like to see you eat another crucifix to buy myself time. What did I do with my my angel light or whatever the hell it's called? What did I do with that? Do you have it marked just in case? I do. I do. In the doorway of the ghost room. Okay. I'm so glad you guys remember that stuff. Give. That way we can get rid of some of these guys up here. Not not hunting still. Okay, run. Nice. It just saves us on sound. Anybody in here taking a poo up? Oh, I'm just like, I'm waiting for it to hunt now. You're worried for me? Why? Double kill. I think it's in the attic. I think that's what I hear. I think it's in the attic. Okay. All right. Give smudge. I have no idea. I had 2 crucifixes in there in that room. There's a high possibility that it is still munching away at those. I just don't want to lose my spot. I don't want to throw away this opportunity. Y'all shut up. I don't know what the cursed object is. Not sure. Let's see if it's a music box. That would be glorious. Damn it. Oh, it just ate a cruci? Okay, hold on. Give me this. Not gonna throw away your shot? No, I'm young, scrappy, and hungry. So what I can do is I can get line of sight. Kind of like that. That's terrifying. That is absolutely terrifying. So when it hunts now, just because of what it just did, the next hunt will have a 0-second grace period. I don't know where it's going to hunt from. I kind of don't want to test the waters. It's hunting. Round 2 fight. Hey, get back here. I think he's underneath. Yeah. Okay, now I'm a little bit curious as to what the next hunt would be like. The reason I wanted to be in here was because I wanted to find a hiding spot that had a better visual of the ghost. I could have done it downstairs, but it just, you wouldn't be able to see anything. He doesn't want to play no more? I don't know. I think it kind of does. This is the new ghost. Yep. This is the Aswang. So, a very unique thing about this ghost is when it hunts, if you can find yourself a official hiding spot like this, whenever the ghost walks to that hiding spot, it stops hunting. Now, you have to be extra careful though, because the next hunt that it does has a 0-second grace period. I'm just gonna stand here for a second. So if you want to try to do like roulette with the ghost, like let's say you're playing Nightmare and you think that it might be an Aswang and you're just like, you know what? F it, I'm going for it. And you go to an official hiding spot and you let the ghosty know where you are. We're gonna definitely be doing some roulette with these ghosts to try to get it to do that. Hey, welcome back. Good to see you. Hey, how are you? Sheesh, dude. Hi, Harumba. Do I have time to escape? I do. Holy night. So let's explain a couple of things if you're not too sure what it means. A 0-second grace period means that there is 0 seconds from when the hunt is initiated and the ghost starts moving to try to kill you. When you're playing on basically Insanity and below, Insanity, Nightmare, Professional, you name it, there's a grace period where when the hunt is initiated and the door shuts, there's still a couple seconds before the ghost will actually chase you down. But a 0-second grace period means it's immediate. So if the ghost were to start hunting on top of you, you're dead. And there's nothing you can do about it. An official hiding spot, people were asking what that is. There are hiding spots on the map that are actual official hiding spots made by Kinetic. What that means is they can be open or they can be blocked. Depending on what difficulty you're playing on, you might have more hiding available or less. So if you're playing on a higher difficulty, there is less hiding available, meaning there's a higher chance that those official hiding spots are no good. They're gone. They're either blocked, they're not there, whatever it may be. When you have the new ghosty, like we do, this ghost, when you find yourself in an official hiding spot, you're basically invincible. As long as you don't get caught when you try to get away from the hiding spot. So it's a really easy way to breathe when you know what it is and you see that, but you still have to get out. The kitchen, behind the refrigerator door, that's an official hiding spot. Yep. So if you have it, then you're good. But if not, well, yeah. Man. Like, I want to do objectives and I want to do all that stuff, but at the same time, it's like, I got the ghosty. I don't want to throw it away and die. This ghost might be difficult in your 10-12s. Yeah, with 0 hiding. Right. Exactly. Deb, thank you for the 2 years. So when can it kill you? Oh, any other time. If it finds you in a place that is not an official hiding spot, see you later. Yeah. Okay. So what we're going to do, I think we're going to take some sanity and we're going to try to get our objectives. I think that's our goal. I just dropped my lighter. Give me. Yeah, let's do it. Next hunt should check that immediately. Yeah, but that doesn't do too much because if you're in the same hiding spot, the ghost can't get you. So that doesn't make too much of a difference. All right. I need to get 3 photos, 2 sounds, and a picture of the EMF. So we know what the ghosty is. We are going to go ahead and take sanity so we can try to get our medias. Imagine if you use the same hiding spot too many times, it just blocks it off. That would be kind of cool, actually. I'm not against that idea. Yeah, ghosty's still walking around in there, so we should be okay. Let's do this. I need this. I've got those in there. I'm more worried about photos than I am about videos. But we need photos and sound. Do you have to leave the door open? Great question. I would assume no, but we can definitely check, like test. Oh, I could go for the ghost photo that way. You still might not get it because even though the ghosty like can't get you, it still is hard to get sometimes. Okay, power's still on. Good deal. Is that the piano? Yes, yes it was. All right, let's turn the lights back on. Oh, and the hunting ghost. Yeah, you could get that. That'd be a super easy one too. The audio could probably get that. sure. All right, I've got... Oh, no, come back. Jack, come back. Jack, come back. It's like a Dio in reverse. I mean, I guess kind of. I am a little curious, like, let's say that you don't have hiding spots available. A little bit curious as to different ways to identify this ghost. Oh, I could do a... Oh, yeah. Any more shadow buttholes around here anywhere? Oh, you suck. You cut the power again. Stop. Hey, if you guys are unaware, you can take a photo of these guys. And it counts as a shadow. So, free unique photo on the event maps. Side note. All right. Now you are still walking around in here, so let's... What the hell? There we go. All right. I need sounds, homie. Was it like looping? Oh, it would be so loud, man. What's new about the event? A lot. Oh, yeah. What the hell did you just call me? This son of a bitch. Doesn't have that. Oh, is it? Oh, I'm going to record your dots. Is it this one that has the speed up where it takes twice as long? Not twice. Sorry. I'm sorry. It's twice as fast. The line of sight speed is actually faster. So that's the way you figure this one out. You just got to get used to the line of sight stuff with all the ghosts now. I could get another book. It would just be nice if it decided to go... Blow it out, you butthole. I think it's above me. God, it's so annoying. Yeah, 17 instead of like 26 or something. Oh, hey, where you going? You want to blow out a firelight? You suck. You kiss your mother with that mouth? No, she's dead. She's been dead for over 10 years. I'm just trying to make you feel bad. Ghost! Oh my god, bro. Wait. Oh my god. I thought that said Nelly Belly. Nelly Bailey. Oh, I think it's the same sound. Son of a bitch. Is that the same? Oh, it's different. Hey, let's go. Let's go. Can you record the shadow? I don't think so. I think that the other thing that it does is not search as far as the other goes. Like it won't go for... Did we might have read that. I think we might have read that. All right, all the objectives are done. Sweet. We got the ghosties. So now what I'm going to do is go find the cursed object so we can force a hunt. I think that's the plan. Okay. Jesus Christ. Fucking jump scare? My God, he came out of nowhere. Oh, gross. It's the cards. Oh, no. Although, as long as I don't get the hanged man. Listen, when you're not paying attention and they just show up. All right. I can do it from the safety of my own home. Wait. Did I move the crucifix that was here? Oh, I probably did. Who gives a shit? It's fine. All right. Let's pull some cards. Man, they need to bring those cards so much. Like, they need to bring them to your face as close as they were before. It's so far away. All right. That was the nothing burger. I had Wheel of Fortune green and Wheel of Fortune red. It literally did nothing. Okay. Awesome. Oh, no idea what that one is. And it's hunting. I swear to God, it just said ka-chow. Okay. Oh my God, I did it again. If you go too fast with the cards, they basically do nothing. Will it hunt from here? Oh. I wonder what my sanity is right now. Let's look at the watch. 65? Maybe-ish? Maybe? So probably not going to hunt. Oh, cool. Useless tower card. Live in the closet? Delicious. Hey, you can hunt now. Kind of wish Kinetic would add the rest of the tarot cards to the deck. I want the full card back. I'm just curious if it's going to hunt. Because if it's going to hunt, I'm going to wait here for a second. Become one with the closet. Well, the benefit of the closet is that I can see the ghost coming. If I'm in one of the other official hiding spots on this map, the ones that I've seen, I can't see the ghost. What I could do, though, is I could do the test of shutting the doors and seeing if it stops. I want to try that again. I want to try that again. Katie, thank you for the donation to St. Jude. Thank you so much, Katie. I'm going to do that again, where I shut the doors where he can't see me. I'm waiting. You take it they didn't fix much since last week? Did you see the patch notes? They didn't. I don't think it was intentional to remove the full card. I think it was a mistake. I think it was a mistake. Any time now, Ghosty. I could always I could try to pull a card. Oh, here it comes. All right. I'm gonna hold the door. Okay. I don't know what happened the first time. I don't have an explanation. Let me pick up the card. What the hell? Really? Really? I can't pick them up. So this is what I think happened. I think when I tried to pull the cards too fast, I tried to pull them too fast and it bugged. So now it's like I didn't pull the card, but I did. Well, damn it. Unfortunato. All right, let's wait for this turd burglar to hunt again, and then we'll go downstairs. Well, shit. No more tarot roulette? No, I guess not. Unfortunate. Hey, Zorma, welcome in. Once it hunts, we'll go down to the hiding spot in the dining room, and then we'll see what line of sight's like. Ads on YouTube? Yeah, that's kind of how it works. Yeah. Cards are too heavy. Ah, that explains a lot. So the Aswang disappear from touching official hiding spots, and the Chromos hunt ghost player. Well, they don't know. That was a bug. They don't hunt ghost players. Aye. Smooch. Enjoying the updates? Absolutely. All right. Oh, shit. It's these noisy bastards. Oh, man. I think I left the thing upstairs. Oh, that's unfortunate. Can y'all keep it down? Yeah, I left it upstairs. So what I'll do is I'll go over here, because look. It's an easy out. But once the ghost does start to hunt, we have a nice line of sight path here. Nice long line of sight, so that'll be good. Gonna try to loop it. I'm just gonna get it to speed up. If it wants to hunt. Brother's outside. What the? I was like, why do I hear it behind me? Look at this bastard. Hey, Lord Moose. You teased it too many times. What? Yeah, it was just a goof. It was just a goof. Am I like, is my sanity not low enough right now for it to hunt me again? It has to be, right? Because it was hunting naturally before. Can the shadow people break line of sight? I would assume not, but you know what? Lord knows. Hold on! I kind of don't want to test it. They're so effing loud, man. Hunting? Did the door didn't shut, did it? Did it? Oh, maybe it did. Where's the ghost? My ears. My ear holes. No, the door's still open. Hi, Dorito. How are you, friend? I don't know why it's not hunting now. It's checking the closet. It's like, I knew he was in here, man. I saw him. I swear. Hey, what up, Dream? Good to see you. I'm trying not to throw away this opportunity. And the ghost is basically saying, F you. Call it Stinky? No. We'll call it by its real name. Nelly Belly. It's right there. It does seem to be getting fast. There you have it. All right. Hold. One last test. It's gonna be loud and I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh. Where's it venting? Oh shit, it's here. Hold on. It's so loud, dude. It's just not worth it. It's not worth it. It's so effing loud. Come on, Hunt, you jerkhole. They have hot gossip, though. It's so annoying. I see my breath in here. If you use equipment in a hide... Oh, I've been using equipment in a hiding spot. My flashlight has been on this entire time. Whole time. Dude, I'll tell you though, like, when it comes to the hunts, man, it's being passive. Okay, is it hunting now? There you are. Hey, come meet my friends. You don't give a shit about them, do you? The air around them must be moist. Ew. Okay, sir, we bid you adieu. Nelly Bailey, we miss you. Yes. This was the new ghostie. One of the new ghosties. Sorry. Yeah. We just so happened to get the Aswang. Very much so indeed. I love it. Got the objectives. I don't care about the perfect. We just wanted to mess around with the ghost. Sweet. Sweet. They did a great job. I like that they're doing different things when it comes to the mechanics of the ghosts, instead of it just being about speed.
Welcome back. There's some jobs ready for you.
Nice. Very, very nice. Yeah, I got 42 points. It really doesn't mean anything for me right now, but I'll take it. This one was cool. I love the idea of, if you're on a higher difficulty, maybe trying to test out the hiding spot and see if you just so happen to have one. So, sweet. All right, on to Willow. Maybe we'll get lucky and get the next one. Let's go to Willow Street. Is the community goal done? I doubt it. It's probably like 40 or 50%.
Take a look at the equipment and prepare accordingly before starting the investigation.
Flashlight, thermo, EMF.
Because here,
Sweet. Raining, my favorite. Who doesn't love that? You found that the Aswang being super passive if it's not hunting. Oh, interesting. Like that the community goal is not done yet. I like that too. It was way too fast with the last time. Oh, hello. You can play tag with the ghost, hide and seek. There's all kinds of fun games. Every time you say Aswang, I hear I swung. You know what's really funny about that is one of our friendos who actually talks about the correct pronunciation of the ghost actually used that as an example. Boner Jam, good to see you. Let's just make sure, see if it's down here. Okay, no basement ghost. That's new. Zash, thank you for the 9 months. I can't wait to see that ghost. Thought I heard that. Thought we heard that. Nice, nice. Okay. Good deal. Willow's your favorite? What's your favorite and least favorite ghost room here? Oh god, I don't know. I like ghost room wise. I don't know if I have a favorite ghost room. I like hanging out in the front because then I can watch the ghost through the window. If that gives you any help. All right. Give me the video camera. Dot. Book. Let's go. Let's ride. We have 92 sanity. We're rocking. Using the Ouija board is going to be fun. Oh, yeah. Basement? Yeah, that's fair. I don't mind it that much. I really hate when it's hallway. This hallway's fine, but the downstairs hallway is just woof. That really sucks. Pam, I swear to God, I thought you were hunting me. God damn. Over here doing the whip and nay-nay. How many years have you played Phas? Like 5. But she did not hit me with that event. I wish I would have looked at my sanity before she did that. No, I think I'm okay. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. I think we're fine. Give me this, give me this, give me this. I'm actually a liar, and we're gonna do this. Thoughts on the asphalt? Oh, it's pretty cool. I'm very curious to know if there's any other things about it that are unique that maybe we don't know about. A little bit curious. Ghosty. Oh, we got phalanges. All right, well, I'll save that then. We got UV. We got UV. Pam just wants a dancing partner. That's not, I'm not the one. No, Chinggis. Ask Chinggis. Chinggis will do it. Yeah. All right. Got almost everything in there. We'll watch this for a sec. You can see Doc dancing with her? Yeah, that's fair. I can see that too. What? Oh, it's my headlamp. Okay. What are all the new ghosts? Well, there's 2 new ghosts. You have the Aswang and you have the Kormos. Aswang, a unique characteristic about it is that it will speed up with line of sight twice as fast as other ghosts. The Kormos, a unique thing about it is that it can't see you, but it hears you. So if you're standing still and the ghost is not pathing to you, you can live. But you just have to find a good spot where the ghost would not walk. All right. I'm not seeing any dudeskies. So we'll bring Spirit Box inside. We'll bring a smudge and we'll bring the photo camera. Doc would for sure 2-step with Pam. I could see that. Yeah. If I do a no evidence run, how does forced evidence work? Well, you're not going to get evidence, so you can't get forced evidence if you're on a no evidence. So it doesn't. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Where are you? Are you here? I forgot to mark UV. Oh, I did mark UV. Wait, what else did I think I got? Where are you? Being awfully stingy there, friendo. Awfully stingy. Yeah, nearly blind. Yeah. Not getting Spirit Box. I didn't see any orbs. Probably freezing and it's just yeah, there it is. I was not saying it's probably just taken 100 years. But that actually didn't even take that long. So that really wasn't that bad. Demon, Hantu, Jinn, or a Mimic? Well, we don't see you, and I'm not getting you. So that's looking like a demon or a djinn, which would be EMF 5 or ghost writing. Spicy. I could spam the board and ask a bunch of like low sanity draining questions. Try to get a 5 out of it. So does the Chromos just sense electronics and voice, but then it doesn't target? I mean, I'm not 100% sure. Right. If you have no electronic on and you're not speaking, then it doesn't know where you are. I assume if you talk or if you use an electronic, then it knows where you are. No, it has not popped the breaker yet. No. Not quite. Whispering Shadow, thank you for the raid. How are you? Not quite. I could just force a hunt and then we can do a line of sight test just to see what it is. That might have to be the way. Yeah, they can hear footsteps. Can they sense electronics? I assume it can. Right? Or is that a negative? I would assume it does, just like every other ghost. Okay. Put that in there. Give me the Waluigi. Yeah, any sounds. The Alan Wake update is so good. It is so freaking good. It's a djinn. So that answers that. Loving it. I think the update has been so freaking good. Testing the waters. Come on, I just want to talk. Best event in a long time? I would agree. You know what? No, I'm taking it with me. F this ghost. Be interesting if you could only sense electronics that make noise, but then again, electricity moving makes a small amount of noise anyway. Yeah. This is true. This is true. All right, give me out. A djinn. We have ads that are about to play, friends. Just a heads up. Got you and your friends back in. That's awesome. I'm just glad that the people that were dealing with a bunch of crashing issues, that it's getting better for them. I know that's not happening for everybody, but I hopefully that'll happen soon. They'll be fixing it for everyone. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and run ads, guys, and then after the 3 minutes, we'll be back. 3 minutes, and then we shall return. There it goes. Cool, cool. Imagine if it couldn't sense. Well, imagine any of the not the non-electronics. That's not what I mean. The electronics that don't make a lot of sound, right? Like that'd be cool if you could hold those and the ghost wouldn't know where you are. Gonna hop off. See you later, Lou. Have a good one, dude. Yeah, I think we're gonna be doing the same thing soon. You son of a bitch. We're probably gonna do the same thing here soon. Like I said, I've got to get up early in the morning and I got to make sure that all my stuff is packed and all that stuff. PS5 before the Alan Wake during the character update was buggy, almost unplayable, but now it's half decent. The event is so fun. Well, I'm glad you're able to play it. That's good. Mr. Rafa, thank you for the 81 months. Oh, Luminessa, thank you for the raid. Hi, friend. How are you? Sorry, had beans for dinner. Oh, okay. Where are you going tomorrow? The wife and I are going out of state to go hang with some friends. Yeah. Paramic or the flashlight would make sense to not attract hearing sensitive ghosts. Yeah, it'll be cool to get that ghosty so we can test it. They've been good. They've been good. How was your stream? I appreciate it, Munch. Thank you, dude. Coyote, thank you for the 2 months. Thank you so much for the tier 1. Thank you, friendo. Oh, man. It'll be an early morning. Is there any equipment that you prefer that isn't just tier 3? Smudge. I like the tier 2 incense. Would you do a long road trip over flying? Depends how long. I'm not a big fan of driving long distances, so I would rather fly. I would much rather fly. Have no some time with Mrs. Fly. I'll make sure to update you guys. I'll put photos and stuff inside of the Discord. So if you're not there, I'll make sure to put some stuff in there. Your travel's taking you to. Have a good rest of this. Thank you, Juju. Thank you, friend. Road trips are fun with the right people. They are, but it's just driving. I'm not a big fan of driving super long distances. We've done it. We've gone to like Florida and stuff. Had fun playing with a couple of friends. Finished the event stuff last night. So focused on leveling back up. Nice. We got mimicked when we thought it was a car. Oh, that son of a bitch. That bastard. You're mad at your car right now? Don't be mad at your car. We be streaming on Friday and Sunday. Or are you going to be away for? We're going to be away for a few days. So I will not be streaming on Friday, and I will not be streaming on Sunday. Monday is questionable. So I might be streaming Monday. I might not be streaming Monday. I don't know. But I'll keep you guys posted. If anything, then it would just be a week from now. Yeah. Challenge for you? No, thank you. Hope you guys enjoy the time away together. Thank you, friend. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. All right. As much as I want to keep going, I need to make sure that I have stuff ready for tomorrow. I really do. So I think we're going to probably try to... Daytime is important. Well, just spending lots of time with the significant other is very important. Drive almost 2,000 miles every summer on a road trip. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Lives 8 hours north? Yeah. We've driven, I mean, I've driven a straight like 14 hours or something like that. Ish. Yeah. Do you personally like the new animation stuff? Yeah, I think they're great. Yeah. Now that they're fixing some of the stuff that we didn't like the amount of time, there's still things they need to fix. The salt animation needs to get fixed. Yes, I'm glad that it's instant, but there's zero need for the rest of that animation. It should just be like a plop, just like a boop, and then that's it. But it has not hindered my gameplay. So it's been perfectly fine. All right. Tubes and Keeks, I'm going to end it, friends. Thank you so much for hanging out. I will see you in either a few days or in a week. I appreciate it, friends. Did I notice the feet? Oh, that it looks like the left and right foot are opposite? I did. Yeah. I wish you could shape the salt line. Oh, that'd be kind of cool. Like go back and forth instead of it just being a single line. That'd be neat. Yeah, I like that. All right. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. I'm just happy most animations didn't hinder gameplay. Right. There was a few, obviously, that did. Like the switching of the items. That sucked. That was useless. I'm glad that they got rid of that. Or curve it. Yeah. That'd be cool. Oh, no. That got you killed before the patch? Yeah, I could see that, man. I could see it. The yawns. I'm so sorry. I mean, it's probably a good thing I'm tired. I haven't had caffeine since like this morning. So should sleep pretty well. All right. All right. Let's see. Oh, that's where we're going to go. Okay. All right. They are not playing Phasmo. They are playing a different game, but they are a homie. And they will answer any random question that you have. Okay? If you have a random question about anything in the world, he will answer it. You just have to give him time and be patient. Okay? Just be patient. Thank you, Uniscore. I appreciate you. He's the Ron Burgundy of Twitch, where he will read everything. Everything. So, yeah. When is the 12? I'm not sure yet. We'll pick a date. Yeah, I'm not sure. But guys, thank you so much for a great stream. I will see you guys either in a few days, more than likely on Monday, or I will see you on Wednesday. But I'll make sure I'll be touching base in the Discord and posting a few photos here or there about our travels and what we're doing and everything. Okie dokie. Whispering Shadow, thank you for the 4 months. Thank you guys for helping us raise over $10,000 for St. Jude. Thank you guys so effing much, man. I appreciate the absolute hell out of you guys. You guys are amazing. Here are the raid messages. If you're a follower, that's for you. If you're a sub, that's for you. Creepy tier 3s, that's for you. Let's go say hi to our friend. I love you guys. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.